Hey Walker,
What's up?
how are you?
I'm so good.
Good, I'm glad. So I know you're getting ready to go back to camp. You work at Camp Ozark
Right.
in Arkansas.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit, like when do you leave and how many years have you been there?
Yeah, okay. So I have been a camper, well, I was a camper there for 9 years,
Mm-hmm.
starting when I was 8 years old.
Wow.
And a year after camp, they don't let you be a counselor right away,
Mhm.
but they let you do something called a leader in training, which is essentially an internship program where you learn the ropes, and it's kind of a transition period from being the oldest camper, which essentially has like the most freedom, to a counselor where you have like a lot of responsibilities and it's not about you anymore.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then last year I was a counselor, and this year I'll be a counselor as well. So this will be my 12th year at camp,
Wow.
my 3rd year on staff. So it's
That's
exciting.
awesome.
Yeah.
When do you leave to go back?
I leave. After dead week. I'm sorry. After finals week, I have a week at home, and then I go to do skills training, where I'll train other lifeguards. I'll train them to be lifeguards, and then I have orientation after that, and then I'm there for the rest of the summer.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about what are you going to do like at camp? Like what are your jobs while you're there?
At camp, I will be a counselor, so I'll typically be in a cabin with 1 or 2 other counselors,
Mhm.
with a cabin from anywhere from 10 to 14 kids.
Okay.
I usually have I have 9-year-olds all the way to 16-year-olds,
Cool.
and they'll usually be 1 or 2 years apart in each cabin. So it's really challenging. When I have younger kids, one kid peed on me once. They pee the bed. They throw up. They cry. They disobey.
Mhm.
But, so I mean, it's kind of frustrating sometimes, but it's really good.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're a mixture of like kind of stressed out about it, but also it seems like you're more excited than anything.
Yeah, I absolutely think it's definitely it's like the best thing you never want to do again, but then you do it again.
Yeah.
So like in the moment, it can be really stressful and hard, but there's nothing better than challenging yourself. And I think camp definitely challenges me, and it stretches me as a person, and really refines my character, in patience and humility and servanthood. So it definitely helps me a lot. I'm very happy to be there.
That's so great. So tell me about what do you think your future is going to look like with camp?
Well, typically with people who have been there their whole lives, and they know the program of camp, and they know how it operates, and they know the staff members.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to be humble here, but like the good counselors, I guess, the ones who like get it, they'll ask them to do top staff after 2 years of being a counselor.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you decide camp is something you want to continue doing, then you go on to permanent staff, which is year-round, working on programming, fundraising for the scholarship sessions, recruiting, stuff like that. And Camp Ozark actually offered me a permanent staff position. They said when I'm finished with college, then I can come onto the staff team and work for them full-time.
Wow.
So I'm thinking that would be a good right out of college job,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a couple of years before I go on to grad school.
Yeah.
So
How are you feeling about that? Like, are you feeling like that would be something that you would enjoy, or do you think it's something, like, just tell me how you're feeling.
So the thing about Camp Ozark is there's like a standard of excellence that we strive to reach that I've never experienced anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no like funny business. There's like, if you have a job, you got to do it 100% correctly or you're going to get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And being a counselor really taught me how to strive for that excellence, and strive for that perfection.
Mm-hmm.
So it prepared me for school. I think it prepares anyone for a workforce,
Mm-hmm.
going into the workforce and helping, like, as far as like being a good employee and working hard and learning that, like, when you think you've reached your limit, you've still got, a ton more.
Yeah.
So I can't remember your question,
But that sounds like it could be really stressful. Was that hard at first to deal
yeah,
with?
it absolutely was. And luckily so this year I'll be on the leadership team
Mm-hmm.
of counselors, and it's typically for the younger counselors who come in who hit that wall of never having experienced something so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit that, and luckily I had people above me who would help me with that. But yeah, it's crazy stressful, and you don't get sleep. No one is like, except for those leadership members, no one's like asking you like, "Are you okay? Like, how's it going?" Because it's not about us. Like, we're there to serve those kids,
Mm-hmm.
and before we can like learn to put ourselves off and worry about them only, it can be super stressful. And
Yeah.
just like break you down.
And how do you feel after the summer? Is it hard sometimes adjusting back to
Oh yeah.
not serving that much?
Yeah, it definitely is. For the first like week or so, it's really relieving just to like sit back and breathe,
Mm-hmm.
and then I like was looking for somewhere else to plug in, to like serve others,
Right.
and yeah, it definitely was hard, and just the whole culture's different. The community's so tied there, and everyone's really close and loves each other, and is always willing to help.
Yeah.
And then when we get here, and it's not like that. It's kind of a watch your own back kind of deal.
Yeah.
That was like a hard transition.
Yeah, I'm sure that can be really difficult to adjust back to the view of the world that we
Yeah.
see all the time. How do you think that what you've learned at camp has applied to your life as just being like a friend or a roommate or just a college student?
I think it has taught me to complain less
Mm-hmm.
and to take action. And so many more things, but those are the first two things I thought of.
Mm-hmm.
Just as far as like when something isn't going your way, figure out how to fix it. It's not like a sit there and pout about it kind of deal. It's, all right, this is wrong. Let's figure out a plan and get this solved.
Yeah.
And I mean, as far as like my faith goes, it's completely strengthens my faith every year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much for telling me about Camp Walker.
You're welcome.
It was nice